guys. Jason from the Gig Economy podcast and Jesper. We're here with W. Sage from the author of Shockingly True Uber Stories, and not only the author, and you recorded your own audio too, right?
Yeah, that's right. That was
I
me.
love it. I love it. I'm a
Oh,
big
thanks,
audio
man.
nerd, so when I saw the book was like on Audible, I shit my pants because I'm like, yes, this is what I do. I hate reading. Like I hate like I mean I can read, but why not listen to it? So I
Wait,
appreciate
you can read?
I can.
You never told me that.
That's
So
why I did it for everyone who doesn't like to. I know no one likes to read these days. I'm like,
Dude,
everyone listen to it.
I totally appreciate that because I was super excited when I saw that. I'm like, and it's a
Oh,
short,
that's cool.
3 hours, so easy peasy.
Yeah, it's a quick one. It's fast. It's fast, fast, quick stories. I did it on purpose. I know everyone has a short attention span these days. I learned that in Uber. You know what I mean? No one's listening.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone has like quick attention span. So I try to keep it fast and entertaining.
So for people that quite haven't read the book yet, obviously, because we're just
Yeah.
talking about it, tell me your
Jasper, there you go.
just call him a dick. It's totally fine. Tell us how you became a gig worker. You know, you don't have to do the 3-hour version, but what sparked you to be a gig worker, and then we'll touch on some of your good stories.
Okay, yeah, cool. I mean, just like everyone, I mean, I needed a job, you know what I mean? It's hard to get a job. Yeah, I had a lot of like, delivery experience, a lot of driving experience and everything. But yeah, I was in a tough situation. So, I had like a 2-door car, I had like a little smart car.
Okay.
And so just like the beginning days of Uber Eats. So then I just started. It was just easy to sign up, like the first days of Uber Eats, I started on got a smart car and just started like driving around, delivering on that. And that was crazy because that was the Wild West back then,
Yeah.
That was when like they were just testing it out. People were supposed to meet you on the street, and just like, yeah, it was supposed, they tried to keep it like Uber where they're supposed to meet you just on the curb.
Okay.
And I used to just like hold the food out the window in LA. Just go like hold the food out the window and they would just like grab it. It was crazy back then because they were, people were just testing that out.
So
and then,
I have to ask, a smart car, is that the little tiny one with just
yeah. It was like a tiny one that the little one, everyone like laughed at it, made fun. Every single person asked me about it driving around, like. Yeah. Everyone used to say, what if you get an accident? What if you get in a terrible accident in that? And I always used to say, I don't want to get a terrible accident in any car.
Right.
Like, everyone's always like, what if you get in a horrific crash? I'm like, dude, I don't want to get in a horrific crash in any car.
And chances are, if it's horrific, you're going to be dead in either car.
That's what I'm saying. Everyone's always like, what are you going to do if you get in a really bad crash and get smashed up? I'm like, man, the same thing anyone's going to do.
Yeah. Okay, so you were early on in the Uber Eats game. So
yeah, I was early on that one. Everyone started saying like, why don't you do Uber? Everyone started making money on Uber with like the bonuses, the weekly bonuses and everything. So I was like trying to get some of that money. So yeah, then I just traded it in. And when my lease was up, I traded in for like a Prius.
Okay.
On pure like credit. And I just went for it. I just went for it on Uber and then Lyft, and then just took off from there. I did it for years in the early days, Uber and Lyft. I did it only at night in LA, as you heard. Late at night in LA, it was just wild and crazy. And then I did a little bit in the Midwest in the freezing ice and snow, where like where you are.
Oh yeah,
right. So you're used to that. It's not so impressive to you, but to me, I'd never even been in the snow. I've never been in the snow, never been in the ice. I went into the Midwest and I just like learned like driving Uber, like on the ice, the snow, and it was just crazy, man. Crazy.
Some of my best nights was on winter nights when you have a good winter storm. All the drivers go home. I just stay out.
Yeah,
it was great.
No, I found that too. It's like you become like the only person out there in the icy rain and the ice. What I learned about driving on ice is just like it's just luck.
Yeah,
it's like you take a turn, you slide, you're just lucky there wasn't a car there. Like so many people fell, smashed, crashed. You just slide and you have no you just hope you don't run into something. That's what I learned.
Yeah, I mean, that literally what it
luck.
is. Like, when you're driving passengers around in that snow, they get it. They only get
Mhm.
worried when you go all the way into the intersection.
Yeah,
Only go, like, a third of the way, they're like, "Okay, it's winter, it's shitty weather.
Exactly.
We're good. We didn't die."
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
But it's
crazy.
funny. It's exactly what you said. Everyone's they're really understanding. People who live in it, they're
Oh,
like
yeah.
totally understanding.
Yeah.
But you're right. If you go sliding through the intersection, then they're like,
They're
they
like,
start freaking.
maybe we should worry about this guy, but,
Yeah,
Thursday,
exactly.
we're good. Cool.
Exactly. Man.
So, I don't know how much of the book you want me to reveal, but I kinda wanted for you to talk about the referral game. I don't know if you want to talk
Yeah,
about it
sure.
on the show. Like, I was fascinated by that.
Oh, good. Yeah, we could talk about whatever you want. Yeah, whatever
Okay.
you
Yeah,
want.
I don't,
That's cool with me.
it's a
It's cool with
teaser.
me.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, tell us a little bit. I mean, I was trying to do the math as you were talking about in my head, and then it
Yeah,
just got
yeah.
too out of control. I'm like, yeah, it sounds like 100K. That sounds about right.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's probably close. I lost track too because it was like each year and I had so many accounts.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, what happened was I signed up with a referral code like everyone does. And then and then I was looking for a referral code when I was trying to sign up because I was like, man, I was hearing everyone. I kept hearing like, yeah, get a sign-on bonus, get a sign-on bonus.
Yeah.
And I was doing like research on it and everything. And then I saw in my research, it said, oh, yeah, you can use your own referral code. So I was like, maybe I'll try that. So, yeah, I had like my Uber Eats account. So I just signed up with my own code for Uber and it worked. And I was like, not bad. So I got like, I would get the bonus for signing up, driving. And then I would get the bonus for referring myself,
Which is, that's crazy that they allowed that.
It's totally crazy. I couldn't believe it. It was like too good to be true. It was a miracle. But the funny thing is, they allowed it. They knew
Right.
your same social security number, same vehicle number, same license, same all your information. And they deactivate your old account. Lyft that deactivates your old account. Uber let you do it. Now, obviously, they got onto it. Like Uber figured it out first. But Lyft just let me do it. Like, I mean, I don't know how many times I did it on Lyft.
So how you ended up having to change your phone number, right? That was the only
that was the only thing. I changed my phone number. Like I would just, so yeah, to explain it, I would just, sign up, get the referral bonus, get the bonus, and then just change my number. I would go to the phone store, get a new, go get a number. It would cost $15 to get a new number.
Yeah.
I would get a new number, new email, and I would just be out. And then I would just use my own code. And I would just get the referral bonus and, the sign-on bonus.
And
it cost $15 to change your number. And like everyone was like, everyone I knew was like really annoyed, because I'd be like, I changed my number again. This is my number. And then everyone was like learning it, but they got used to it. But they were like, what are you doing? You change your number every month.
You're like, you're a drug dealer, bro.
Yeah, that's what everyone thought. They're like, why you keep changing your number? Why you keep changing your phone? I was like, don't worry about it. I'm just making money on thing. But yeah, so I did that. Like so many times. And then I just kept doing it over and over again. But yeah, like I told you in the book, like, Lyft had great ones for that.
Yeah.
Like, great. I mean,
5K.
Yeah, there was a $5,000 bonus, for 1,000 rides. I did that. So I got $5,000 for doing that. And I got $500 for referring myself. So I made $5,500 on that one. And yeah.
I was going to say, why do you think they allowed that? I mean, they're obviously smart enough they created an app. Like they had to know you were doing that.
Oh, they knew for sure. Yeah. Because like I said, they immediately deactivate your old account, Lyft. But like, I was talking to Steve on a Rideshare Rodeo. His theory was like, just, they know they're going to get a guaranteed driver to do. That was his theory. And it's probably true. They just know they're going to get like, someone to do it. They just wanted drivers at that time, so they feel like they're just going to get, they knew they had the guaranteed driver. That was his theory. That's probably right.
I think it is.
Yeah. So I know I couldn't believe it every time I did it. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, and then, I would too.
And I pushed it so far, like I did it with Uber, and they were like, you have to come in and talk to support. You have to contact support about this. And I was so like, I had done it so many times, and I had so much balls that I went in there, and it was like I went in person to like Uber, and I was like, yeah, I just like try to sign up. I don't know, there's like a problem. They're like, yeah, you already have like 2 Uber accounts, and I was like,
I do.
I do? That's weird, huh? Are you sure? Because I think maybe that's like an old Uber Eats account. They're like, no, you have 2 Uber X accounts right here. I was like, huh.
Sounds like it's a
That's
you
weird.
problem.
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
Not me.
So,
I don't
yeah,
know why I have 2 accounts.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, can I just get some new stickers then? That's cool. And then I got out of there. And yeah, so it was weird. It was weird for taxes, because you had like all these accounts and you
Oh
had to
my
pay all the taxes on all
gosh.
the accounts. So I had to contact them and be like, hey, I can't get into my account. Can you give me, give me the tax information, and
What a
and they were like,
nightmare.
wow, you have a lot of accounts here. I was like, yeah, it's crazy. Can I get all the information?
What do you got, Jesper?
I don't have anything. I'm just listening.
Sorry, you were gonna talk.
But yeah, I mean, it was pretty good, man. It was pretty good. I mean, like I said, I had Craigslist ads going like crazy, and I just got really good at talking to people into signing up.
Yeah,
So yeah,
I mean,
I made like a fortune, man. It was crazy because, like I said, Lyft had the ones where you got money for every ride someone did.
Right.
Yeah. They even had that when I started back in.
Yeah, those are better than the 5,500 because I was making.
Anything.
First of all, I would sign myself up, and you get 15. The driver gets 1,500, and the person who referred him got 1,500.
Okay.
So
I think
I was both of those people. So I would get 3,000 like real fast, and then you get paid for the rides too. Don't forget, So
Yeah.
I was getting paid for the rides, paid for the sign up bonus, paid for the referral bonus. So I was getting that. I did that one a lot of times, but also if you referred someone. I had my Craigslist ads going. I had I was telling people to sign up too. So they would do the, every ride they did, I got like $4 or $5,
Dang.
So that's a nice feeling when you're not doing anything and they keep showing up, hey, this guy did $100 today. This guy, you got $100 today. You got $200 today. You got $500 for these 2 people doing it. You're like, nice.
I mean, it's just incredible that you were able to keep all that stuff straight. I mean, honestly,
No,
I'm
I
confused
know.
just hearing it.
I know, and like I said, man, I'm so grateful. I felt so lucky because, like I say in the book, I was like deep in debt before I started doing Uber, and then I started getting all these bonuses and all these things, and started making money, like making all these moves, and then pretty soon I was in Italy, living in Italy.
Yeah,
and I was still getting bonus. I was making money in Italy.
Yeah, I mean that was the game back in the day, is referrals.
Yeah,
referral.
It was. And you know what? It wasn't me. It wasn't the more I talked to drivers, so many other people were doing it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I met a guy even earlier than me. If you did it earlier than me, I met a driver that was he was signing up passengers for Lyft. So he had his card. So he would every rider he did, Lyft was kind of new too.
Mm-hmm.
So he was saying hey, are you signed up for Lyft? Do you take Lyft? And they're like, no. He's like, here, take my card. Just use my code. So he was making $1,000 a week and just on referral bonuses for people signing up, the passengers signing up for Lyft. He was like, yeah, it's no good anymore. He was making $8,000 a month. This driver.
Well,
he's like, yeah, it's no good anymore.
Shit show with taxes, because if you're making all that money and you're not, now a lot of those you were driving, but some of those.
Oh yeah, I was driving the whole time. So it was and then they pay you. It's just your weekly pay, it's just
right.
your weekly pay. And yeah, of course you have to pay all the taxes and stuff. But still, it's nice when you didn't do anything.
Yeah.
But something like that only works in larger cities, I feel like. I mean, you have to
because when I went to the Midwest, I couldn't do it at all. I had an ad going for LA.
Right.
Yeah, you couldn't do it. You couldn't do it in a small city. It was only in LA, that I was making.
Right.
You're right. Yeah.
So why don't
we? That was the big. Those were the offers were big in LA.
Yeah. Why don't we tell us one of your stories?
Yeah.
One of your favorite ones from the book. Pick anyone you want.
All right. It feels like I'm in Uber because, like, when I was in Uber, you guys know this from driving, but
what's your crazy
don't
story?
people ask you, like,
oh
you have
yeah,
any crazy stories? What's your craziest
absolutely.
story?
What's your worst story?
I don't know how you remembered all those, because Jesper and I just on our show Wednesday, we talked about it. It's like, I don't remember a lot of those stories.
Dude, you're right, because, I did it for years. I did, probably 13,000 rides. And I couldn't remember all of them. I just tried to remember the best, some of the ones that would pop up, the craziest ones that would pop into my head. And I had some notes, I'd kind of like write it down. But even when I wrote the first version, I read like an article about like some people talking about crazy. I was like, oh man, I forgot that time that this happened. I was like, man, you didn't even include that one. It was like with cocaine and all the crazy thing. You didn't remember that crazy one. So yeah, it's hard to remember all of them. And I just tried. I also wanted to like keep it short and fast.
Yeah.
So I totally understand, because even now I remember like more that weren't in there, that I was like, oh man, you didn't even say that one. But what I used to tell people always used to say, what's your craziest story? What's your craziest story? I'll be like, well, you have to ask, what's what category? Pick a category: sex, drugs, or violence, And but the one I would always tell, which is in the beginning, is like, the one you probably remember, but it was just crazy. It was just crazy because I was doing a shared ride.
Mm-hmm.
You guys know that is right. Doing a shared ride. So I had like
we know like about them, but we did in our market in Grand Rapids, Michigan. We never got those.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, in LA, almost everyone was a shared ride.
Okay.
Because everyone's doing it to save money, So you're always driving people that don't know each other.
Right.
And it's like you're almost like you become like a bus driver.
Yes.
In LA, this is how it was. So I was driving this girl on a weeknight, and I say weeknight because it was just super like relaxed and just everyone's just coming home from work and everything. And I was driving this nice, polite girl in the back, and then I picked up another girl, and she was like really quiet and really nice and polite. But I she had an accent. I couldn't really understand her, but she got next to me. Mm-hmm. And we just all weren't talking. It was just quiet. Everything was cool. And just like, so then I dropped off the first girl in the back, and she was really nice. She's like, thanks, cool. So then it was just me and this girl, and I'm just like a bus driver. I'm just like in the zone, doing one drive. I was just like in the zone. And then all of a sudden the girl's like, how old are you? How old are you? I was like, what? How old are you? I was like, how old am I? Because I couldn't understand. She had like a really thick accent. And she was like really young, really young, 18 to 21. Short little girl. And she was like, how old are you? How old are you? I was like, man, don't ask me that. I'm an old man. Don't worry about it. I was just like not caring about it at all. I was just like, don't worry about it. And she's like, why? How old are you? How old are you? I was like, I don't know. I'm 35. Meanwhile, I was like 44.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I was like, I don't know, I'm 35, whatever. I didn't care. I was like, whatever. So then she's like, how old do you think I am? How old do you think I am? I was like, I don't like to play this game, man. I don't want to play this game. Like, now, how old do you think I am? I'm like, man, I don't know, 21. And she's like, yeah. Okay, cool. Then all of a sudden she just like jumps over. From like riding shotgun, just climbs over the drink holders and is like she's like trying to stick her tongue in my mouth and make out with me.
Oh,
and so I'm like holding her off with my forearm like this. I'm holding her off with my forearm. Like, what are you doing? Like all I can say is like, what are you doing? I mean, it's obvious what she's doing, but I'm like, right. What are you doing? What are you doing? And she's like, what? Like so relaxed. Like what? What's the problem? Like she's like trying to make out with me. She's like on top of me, like climbing all over me. She's like, what? What? You have a wife? You have a wife? You have a wife? You have a girlfriend? I was like, I have a girlfriend. I have a girlfriend. I have a girl. What are you doing? What are you doing? And she's just like trying to make out with me. So finally, I push her off, and I'm just like holding it. She's just like shotgun. I'm just like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? She's like, what? you have a wife? You have a wife? I'm like, I have a girlfriend. I'm sorry. And meanwhile, I'm apologizing to her.
Right.
For some reason, I'm apologizing.
Right.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have a girlfriend. I have a girlfriend at the time, you know?
Well, you're
So
just
then we
trying
just
to
sit there.
reduce the tension and like, hey, like, let's calm down. Like, what are we doing?
Exactly. So now we're just like calm. We're catching our breath. And she's just sitting there. And then she just goes, I don't care. And she climbs over again. Now she like jumps on top of me. She's like riding on top of me. She's grabbing me, trying to kiss me. I'm just like, stop. I was like, finally I go, you can kiss me on the cheek. I don't know. It was like coming out of me like automatically, you know. I was like, you can kiss me on the cheek. She's super, and that just pissed her off. She flips out.
Oh, geez.
Flips out on me. She's like, no. And she just like gets out of the car, slams the door, and just like rates me 1 star right away. And I was like, I'm sorry. It's just like slams the door and walks off. And I'm just like,
what just happened?
What the hell just happened? Like, let's get sexually assaulted?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, it was just, and again, I had crazier stuff because you heard the book.
Yeah.
I mean, I had, guns pointed at me. I had people fighting in the car. I had people, all over. I had crazy stuff happen, but that was the one that I was always like, when you're driving for doing rideshare, you're ready for anything, because as you know, it's like, and people are drunk and you go, oh, this person's crazy. Here we go. Get ready. Or you pull into a really bad neighborhood, like in LA, there's a lot, you pull in the middle of the night, you pull in bad neighborhoods, you get like really ready for stuff.
Oh yeah.
Or you're talking to crazy people and they're like doing it and you're just like ready. You're all on edge. But that one just shocked me because it was just like nowhere. Like the girl was just like, she was wearing a sweater and jeans and like, she was just like nice and polite and quiet and young and just like, I thought it was like a girl driving home from school, and that's why I always tell people when they go like, what, that was just crazy, and then, so that one I always told people because that one shocked me,
Well, yeah, I mean, anytime someone violates your personal space, I mean, even if she was super hot, you'd be like, get the fuck off me. Like, what are you doing?
Exactly. My thing I always tell her, like, I wasn't on ecstasy at a club. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. Like, if you just like walk up to someone, chick starts hooking up with you, you're like, cool, but it would just like out of nowhere. And sometimes, and like I say in the book, everyone's flirting with you, everyone's joking. They don't care what you look like. Everyone in the middle of the night, everyone's partying. Everyone's like, hey, what's the story? Whatever. Sometimes you're talking to people, you just like, but this chick was like silent, just like really, really silent. And she wasn't drunk. It wasn't like I picked her up from a club. It was like just I picked her up in an apartment.
She was planning her attack.
It made me feel like, honestly, like I said, it made me feel like she was like dared to do it. Like I'm making out with my Uber driver, no matter who it is, So,
yeah, I mean, it's possible. People are freaks, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, so I was like, I don't know. It was a weird scenario, but again, there were so many weird scenarios as you read the book. People like on drugs, people,
So you've done all these rides. Did you ever have a dash cam with you or not?
No, I didn't. And I know they even want us to probably so they can just like keep an eye on everything. And everyone told me, even the early, I know everyone has it now, but even the early days, everyone was like, you know what, you should have a camera in here. You should write a book. Everyone kept telling me, you should write a book about your stories. You should you should have a camera in here, like stream it, Oh, and no. Yeah, I should have at the end of the day because
lots of people got deactivated for doing that. It's a good thing you didn't.
Oh, good. There you go.
Yeah, you never can stream it, but it's always good to cover your ass, especially if that girl.
No, I know. And like I said, that would have been great. I mean, I'm glad I did, and I'm glad I was able to write the book because then it would have been. But
right.
Yeah, that definitely would have helped because it's crazy every night. And like I say in the book, it's like it's not really so crazy what happens because we're all strapped in seatbelts and we're in like a small space.
Right.
But what's crazy every night and almost every ride, especially doing it in LA at night, is what people say. Yeah, it's insanity every night. Yeah. Every night you're like, wow, really?
I was pretty sure I was gonna hear in the book that someone confessed to a murder in one of your cars.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Oh man.
like you're the therapist and the bartender, you know.
Exactly. That's what I learned. I talked to a passenger actually came up with that. It's like you're like because you really are. You're like a bartender,
Right?
Because you're dealing with like the drunk people, and you're even in like a confined space. So you are like a priest, like a confessional, you know? Because I mean, I'm sure you guys know. It's just like what I would say that was the most interesting thing about driving is that people get in the car and they just start telling you stuff.
Yeah.
They don't see me at all. It's pitch black. They get in the car and they go, man, oh, I just had like the worst day. I'm meeting this chick. You don't understand what's going on right now. And you're like, are you cool? You haven't even heard their name yet.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, you haven't heard you haven't even confirmed it's them, And
Yeah.
they just get in and they go, okay, you got to drive. You don't understand what's going on, man. Like the cops are at my house and you have to go. Like,
oh shit.
hi, how are you? Are you Frank? I'm your Uber, It's like
right, exactly.
Well, I appreciate you writing the book because I feel like a lot of people have similar stories than you, but it's tough to, get out there and write a book and do the things.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. I mean,
so are you still driving now or?
No, I'm not driving now. Like retired.
Okay.
I feel like I got away with it. I feel like I survived. You know what's funny? I can't believe I did it now.
Yeah.
Like as I'm driving around, because I'm like back in LA now, and I can't believe every night I just would head out,
Yeah.
I can't imagine doing it now, which is crazy because it hasn't been that long.
No.
But I don't know how I did it. I did it like, even though I was making all those referral bonuses and everything, I would go out there almost every night,
Oh, it's
every
addicting.
night. Yeah, it was.
It is.
And it was exciting, it was exciting. I mean, it was great, it was an exciting job. It was crazy every night. So it was like, I was out there almost every night, but I can't believe it now. Now I'm like, man, can you imagine having people in this car? But meanwhile, I had like 30,000 people in the car.
Well, the other thing too that's different is it was a different money game, even the rides back then, right? Because at least you were making different money than you are today on it. I mean, that's the thing. They're slowly just killing the rideshare business because they just take, it's all fees and the drivers are getting less and less paid out and all that stuff.
Oh yeah. I mean, even then I was like, if I'm not getting a bonus, I can't, like, because in LA, I don't know how it is. I mean, I know in the Midwest it was like a little more, but in LA it's $2.62 for almost every ride.
Yeah.
It's $2.62. That's what I always say. It's like,
right.
I wouldn't pay anyone $2.62 to do anything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was like, because there's so many like shared rides, is like you get $2.62, $2.62, $2.62. So that was the only way I could do it, is if I was chasing a bonus.
Right.
Because if you're not getting I don't know how people are. And also I had a Prius that got like 70 miles per gallon. I don't know how anyone could.
Oh yeah, my truck gets 15 miles.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I still was paying gas like crazy. I was going like hundreds of miles, man, a night sometimes,
And that's why I currently am sticking away from rideshare, because gas at close to Michigan, $3.50 a gallon. I just do delivery. So,
and it's $5 in LA, it's $5 in California. It's $5 a gallon. Wow, so man. I don't know how anyone makes anything, because I mean it's crazy how much they pay, like, and for delivery. Like, it's $3. You're like, to do $3, it's like you go miles, you go like 45 minutes.
Oh no,
delivery. It's like, you out of your mind.
Well, I think minimum fare in Grand Rapids is $3.60, right, Jason? I think
so. Yeah.
But there you go, $3.60. Like, what do you? I mean, you give that to like a homeless guy on the side of the road,
right?
Exactly.
That was what was so insulting. It's like, you get like $2.62. You're gonna take care of someone, like a family and kids, and like drive them safely and deal with all their problems and drive them and get them there. And they're like, here's $2.
Yeah, it just
thanks, man. Like, you give that to like, like people on the side of the road.
I'll tip you $1 in the app later.
Yeah, I love that. Tip you.
Well, Mr. Sage, we can't thank you enough. Obviously, we'll put all these links in the description. So go out and buy the book. It's a quick read. It's there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to read this super quick. And again, on Audible, like, which is badass. Like,
yeah, it's available everywhere as an audiobook and ebook and everything. So
what's next?
Yeah,
for you?
I'm still writing and editing, so my next book will be out.
Very cool.
Yeah, you can go to the YouTube page and stay like that's Shocking Uber Stories. My website's Shocking Uber Stories. So
okay.
But yeah, you can get it. Shockingly True Uber Stories. It's available everywhere now on ebook, everywhere on audiobook. Awesome. But yeah, check it out because you're gonna be blown away. And there's a surprise ending we didn't even talk about.
No, I wasn't gonna blow that.
Thanks. I'm surprised we didn't talk about it, but yeah, it's true.
I'm somewhat of a professional. I decided halfway through the interview I was not going to do that part of it.
That's all right. You can, but yeah, it's crazy. So you're going to be shocked at the end. If you read it all the way through or listen to it all the way through, you're going to be shocked.
All right. Well, I'm going to end the broadcast here real quick and then we'll wrap up. So.